Okay, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about Super Mario Maker 2. So, Nintendo Direct recently announced Super Mario Maker 2, and with that comes excitement for new features, new things you can do, and just more Super Mario Brothers. So, the first thing I'd like to see happen would be a lot. So, let's talk about a lot of things. Or not so a lot. Alright, so now, things to talk about. First thing I'd like to see them do. I would like to see them take the 3DS features that they did and bring it over to the Super Mario Brothers 2, Makers 2, or Super Mario Maker 2 for the Switch. What I mean by that is in that one they made, I believe, 100 levels by Nintendo to play as like a story mode or like a regular Super Mario Brothers game, more in line with how they would make the levels. Which I thought was awesome. I didn't have to download levels or look for levels. I could just play another Super Mario Brothers game if I wanted to. I like to see that happen for the Switch. So I want Nintendo to make, have someone make like a Super Mario Brothers game. 8 worlds, 4 levels, with their own creativity behind it, and you get to play the game. And then if you want, you can download other people's creations. Because let's be honest, not everyone's creations are good, and sorting through the good and the bad can sometimes be a challenge. So I would like them to have their own version, to at least have people play and get an idea of how to create good levels. The other thing is finding the games. This way, the way they did it on it wasn't too bad. Stars, views, ratings, it worked, but sorting through all that was a little annoying. I'm not really sure how to fix that, but I'm hoping that maybe they came up with a new way to make it easier to find your favorite levels, to find new levels, to get a really good rating system so that levels are easier to find. And also sharing. Now that Nintendo's getting a little bit better with their social media aspect, hopefully they find a way to make it easier to share your favorite levels with people, because that code system, yeah, it worked, but it'd be nicer if they had a way to find levels online that people did and share it. I don't know. Something they can do. It's hard to explain, I guess, what I'd like them to do. I just wanted to be able to go on and find good levels. It'd be nice, too, if you go and, I don't know, just find new levels, I guess. Really. Something easier and something a little bit nicer to do. They did have their website. A bunch of websites popped up. People would share it on social media. And it worked. But it's some way that would just be nicer. Especially if you could use like a web browsing app on the Switch. And if you click on it, it just brought you right into the game. I don't know. Hopefully Nintendo has a better idea. This is why they get paid the big bucks. Okay. Number 2. That was 2. Number 3. So, number 3 on my list. A multiplayer mode. So, give us the option to be able to play the levels with 2 players, or 3 players, or 4 players, kind of like New Super Mario Bros. U, where you can run through the levels just like that game. Guy dies, they're in a bubble, and you're trying to get through. I know not all levels people create will work like that, but if that could be an option where any level you can do it, and if it's just not a good level for it, you won't be able to beat the level. And the option where people create levels, they can actually say, you know what, this level will work fine with multiplayer, go for it. Because some levels you're running so fast that multiplayer won't work. But if it's an exploring level where it's just like a normal Nintendo-style Mario Brothers game, multiplayer would work great. Even ones that need multiplayer, maybe it's teamwork. 2 players one player has to go up here, 1 player goes down here, and they have to do stuff to unlock the level for each one. I think that'd be fun to be able to play multiplayer like that. The other thing, it'd be nice if Nintendo allowed to like create levels with people. Like if you had friends, multi people could be in the level you can share it with someone, they can edit it, and they share it back to you. Maybe even in live mode where, you know, two people having Switch inside the same room can sign up together and be like, oh yeah, let me share this level with you. And as you're trying to create things, you can see their sensor and you can talk about it and kind of work through it and collaborate, you know, stop, drop, and collaborate. That'd be nice. So number 4 on my list of things I'd like to see. A world map. I would love people to be able to create their own world like Super Mario Brothers. Like, give them the ability to put their levels on it and just design a world map of some sort. Or just, you know, maybe they have themed maps that you can download and you can put your levels in there and create your own little story. Obviously, it doesn't have to be an in-depth story. I mean, Super Mario World doesn't really have an in-depth story. But the fact that you go from one map to another map and the maps are kind of themed with the levels would be nice. I think it would be cool to be able to go to somebody who has a really high rating and they have like a World 1 map, which is themed like in the desert, and all the levels are desert themed in some sort. And you can play through that. 4 levels, a castle, 4 more levels, well, mini castle, then big castle. And, you know, if that person is really high rated, you know, maybe they created like 8 maps. And you can download all of their 8 maps and play a whole game that was designed by someone who's really good at it. Yeah, how many people would be that good? Be surprised, I guess. Even if you could just take multiple people's maps, and if the theme maps are designed like forest, water, this, that, you download like your style maps that you like, and you can create your own like game out of these 8 different people's world maps. I think that'd be fun. So that'd be one of my favorite features that I think would be nice, because then it's like you're playing a game, especially if Nintendo offered like text boxes that you could download, or not download, but put inside the game to kind of give like a little story mode going on where, you know, you could add phrases into it and they would just stay. Because I know they don't like the comment system because people can write whatever you want, but if they had like already written out box phrases where, you know, and you will go, you know, just some common phrases where, you know, you can say, go north, or go south, look for this, or look for that. And just so people create story modes and not get messed up when the comments go all wonky, which happened on a couple in the Wii U. They had great versions, great story games, but when the comments got messed up, they got messed up. So that's one of the other features I'd like to see. Number 5. If I've lost count, we'll call this video top 5-ish things I'd like to see on Super Mario Maker 2. So the other thing I'd like to see is maybe more things taken from Super Mario Bros. 3D World. Yes, they have the cat suit, they have the pipes, but I would like to be able to make levels where you can move up and down like they do in that game. Yeah, it may be hard, maybe it's a separate level, maybe it's a future thing, but you already have some of the things for it, so it'd be kind of nice if you could create those levels, because, you know, I don't think it'd be that hard to create. You have the cat suit, you can put the buildings and everything you want, the structures, whatever you want to call them, and be able to run the level 2D, but with an up and down motion. Maybe that's too much for the Switch. Who knows? But I would like to see that as well. Let's see. Is there a number 6? Sometimes you think of this stuff and then it just pops up on your head and you don't want to forget about it. No, I think that's it. They already had tons of features in the game, and I would imagine they're adding a lot more. But those are the 5-ish that I really want to see. On top of that, really not too much. I really hope for multiplayer. I hope they create their own levels, and I hope they just make the sharing better too. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. What are you guys looking forward to in Super Mario Maker 2? And do you think Nintendo has a lot more to show that they're hiding for later on? I hope they are. Maybe E3 we get a really good demo where they show the Super Mario Brothers world. All right, guys. Have a good night. Keep on gaming. Don't forget to check out my other videos, and I'll catch you next time.